This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey there, it's Brian Sebastian, movie reviews and more. And if it's Tuesday, first of all, you have to always give to the arts. Doesn't matter if you're an author, artist, Howard Wiggins, Carol Richardson, Jerry Marie, Maureen Anne Meehan. It's one of these things. You have to support the arts. Go to the libraries, check out those books, buy those books at bookstores. Very, very important. And I'm Brian Sebastian. This is Movie Reviews and More. And this is show number, let's see how many shows, 192 live shows in a row and counting. So just a couple of shows away from 200 episodes in a row. I'm happy about that. The good thing about that is, so Talk 4 TV, K4 HD Radio, Talk 4 Media, and I'm broadcasting at over 100 outlets around the world right now, including iTube 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee, where we are almost at 45 million views and counting. Still at 44, almost at 45. So that's a good thing. And the special thing about this show is, again, back-to-back Melinda Manos PR clients. We have never done this before. Never. But because I like Melinda and she's got great people, that's a good thing. But they deserve to be on by themselves, because when you're that CEO, you're not founder, you're not entrepreneur. Let's see. You know, obviously, CEO founder of MM Productions, LLC, got to get that one in, because that's important. And when you're that judge, that specialized former judge, out of Wyoming, Maureen, you don't know this. One of my favorite places is Casper, Wyoming. Because
really,
rumors, drum and bugle corps. Yep, love Casper, Wyoming. I love Wyoming.
I was actually born and raised in Sheridan, Wyoming, which is about 2 hours north of Casper.
Mm-hmm. Love Wyoming. But you know, the thing about this is, I didn't know she had 25 books. I was thinking she's got 7, maybe 10. No, she's got 25. And the good thing about this is, you know, when you have that, let me repeat this before I even repeat it. 60 dates in 6 months with a broken neck. So let me say that again. 60 dates in 6 months with a broken neck. You can't go wrong with a title like that. That's a good thing. So Maureen, before we bring you in, let's have Carol, because she's the furthest away, introduce herself, followed by Howard and then Terry.
Hey there. I am a neuro coach, and I help women go from 6 and 7 figures to 7+ figures. And I also started off with retreats at my boutique estate in southern Chile, and that's where I am right now, down in the Andes Mountains. It's a bucket list experience. It's curated, and it's something that restores your nervous system, refreshes you. I also co-host Unleashed and Unstoppable podcast, and I absolutely love what I get to do in this world. Yeah.
And, you know, the good thing about Carol is, you know, I talk to her almost every day, no matter where she is, almost every day. We have great conversations. So here, for my friends and, you know, all my Asian friends around the world, happy Chinese New Year to you. This is the special one for you, and I celebrate that with them. I started that back in 2014.
Year of the Fire Horse. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a powerful one for them. And so that's why Howard is dressed the way he is. For the people on the radio side, you can't see him, but he's always dressed, but he has his Asian garb hat on today. It's all right. So Howard, tell him who you are, where you're coming from. Go ahead.
I'm Howard Wiggins in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm a world famous interior designer. Follow me on Facebook. That's my main thing to do. I've got an agent now, Paul Smith, is managing me, and we're doing a lot of great things together. And of course, I've been with Brian for 3 years, and that's pretty much it. So,
Wow.
That is not it. His dad with
Yeah.
Eddie Arnold helped found the Grand Ole Opry, Maureen. So that
Oh,
you
wow.
know that. And plus he's done
well,
more than that.
if you're gonna go there, say I kissed Dolly Parton. Let's just get it out in the open.
And that too, and many other things.
And
Followed
your
by
viral
Terry.
dance videos, right? We got to talk about that. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't hear that. My video?
your viral dance videos and
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
your custom made blazers and outfits. I mean, some of these are hand painted and put together in such spectacular ways, and you carry it off with such charm and finesse. I love it.
Well, I dress this way all the time. I mean, I really do. I mean, it started when I was young, and my mother gave me 250 pair of color socks, and I had 250 color shirts to go with them. So I've always had a lot of clothes, and I've always do.
Maureen, I wish I knew you a while ago, because I would have hooked you up with Howard. And that just to have a date with him would have been fascinating. Let me tell you. All right, before we get to you real quick, Terry Marie, nonstop, go ahead.
Okay, everybody. I've been with Brian since 2014, so that's 11 years now. And Brian's like my brother. Yeah, so I do most of the red carpet events, like for the celebrity events. I'm in the world of fitness. I'm a competitor. I work in the world of sports medicine during the day. I've been acting on and off. They call me nonstop because I'm got my hands in a lot of things. With that.
You sell products and things on TikTok as well, don't you?
Yeah, I stopped that for a while once my mom got really sick with dementia, but I'm going to be starting again. It's just there's been a lot of transitions since my mom's passing that I had to heal myself, and so I'm ready to start going back more into social media and doing more TikTok shop, and I'd like to do start maybe doing some work corporate maybe talks or consulting in the world of orthopedics, since that's what I've been doing for the last 20 years. So, there's a lot of opportunities. I get up every morning and I thank Brian for this, because I think the biggest lesson I've learned in the last 2 years dealing with my mom's dementia is to be grateful for the things I have, not the things I don't have. So it's a total shift. And so I kind of want to start talking more about that journey. But yeah, but yes, Carol, I will be going back to that world.
Okay,
very
good.
shortly.
Which leads us into Maureen. Maureen, it's interesting. Your bio is fascinating. I love talking to judges, for one, because they've seen everything, no matter where they are. But when did you know you were that writer? Or so it was some of the cases that you were seeing that kind of led into everything?
Actually, I've been a judge in Orange County mental health for 20 years. What actually inspired me to start writing, I've always written poetry and things, journaled and all those diaries. In 1996, my legal secretary was brutally murdered in Orange County, and it was foreseeable, preventable, in my opinion. It was her estranged husband, as it usually is, and he stabbed her to death. And they were split up, and he was a menace and a bully, and just I knew it was going to happen. I kept warning her, Anyhow, I started writing the Mary McIntosh series to keep her alive. So my Mary McIntosh legal protagonist in these 19 novels was born to keep Lisa alive in my heart. So that's Mary McIntosh. 30 years later, I have 19 legal thrillers in that series. So that's what started the writing. And then I've been a widow 11 years. About 2 years ago, I decided I could, after grief therapy, I could get out there and date again. And I did. And I was keeping all these copious notes because it's kind of a numbers game. And I was on a couple different dating apps. And I had gone to London Book Fair with my legal thrillers. And I'm looking through my dating notes on the plane on the way home. I'm like, oh my God, this would be hilarious. Because I'd given every guy a nickname. It was a date gone bad, like, don't tell me what to do, you're not my cat. And Shiver Me Timbers, the guy who has the yacht but wanted me to take a shuttle over to Catalina. It just, every nickname was funny. And so I thought, oh, this would be a great satire. So I wrote it on the plane because I had all my dating notes with me. And by the time I got home, it was pretty much done. It's a novella. And I gave it the title of 60 Dates in 6 Months. And 2 months prior to this, I had actually fell in my kitchen and broke my neck. And it was pretty severe at the time. It was just a fluke freak accident. But anyhow, my neck is fine. It was fused. But so I write this book, and then my agents and I decide to take it to LA Festival of Books. And it sold out.
Just pause for a second.
Yeah.
So my neck is fine. It was fused. What does that mean?
They had to fuse my neck because I had a severe spinal cord
Fuse it
injury.
with what?
Metal. They put metal in there. So all is well. The book sells out at LA Festival of Books, and I took with me a QR code bookmark that said, "Tell me your worst date." And I got 2 sequels as a result of crowdsourcing this, from 18-year-old boys to 80-year-old women and everything and everyone in between. So I got these hilarious stories of how sad it is out there in the dating world. So I started thinking on it, thinking how relatable this topic is, this dating and, your midlife or whatever. And so I decided to adapt it, which we did. And the book won in May of last year the Eric Hoffer Award, which is a very prestigious literature award of independent thought. And it's very, a soulful book. I talk a lot about the death of my husband and how hard that was on our family and, the recovery from that process. And so it's meant to be a relatable book. We adapted it, filmed it, filmed it last summer, and it was picked up by Byron Allen's Freestyle Digital Media Group. He's one of the biggest media moguls, in the United States. And it comes out on major streaming services mid-April of this year.
That's so exciting. That is really cool.
Thank you. And it was invited.
And you hooked up with Mathilde.
Yeah, Mathilde G. I met her at Beverly Hills Fashion Week. And she told me she was a musician. I said, I have 2 other musicians that have written original scores for my movie. Do you want to, I would like to take a peek at your library and see if there's something that would fit. And I did. She allowed me in, and Fighter is her song. It rolls through the rolling credits at the end of the movie. And it's perfect because it's kind of that comeback feel, of this rom-com. So, the movie itself also was invited to Cannes Film Festival in May of this year. It won Cannes Best Script last year. The screenplay did. So I will be going to Cannes in May with my movie. So wish me luck. I hope it does well at the festival. I'll find out in April if it's getting the official screening.
Congratulations on that. That London Book Fair is really, really good too. I've known Byron going back to like 1991 when he was doing entertainers at overnight. And I just remember the last time I ran into Byron, I'm like, Byron, what are you gonna do now? I mean, you're doing everything. And I was so happy when he brought the Weather Channel. And yes, freestyle releasing has always been very good, one of his babies. And so I would literally go see one of Byron's movies, The Century City, because that's where it always debuted. And that's where he always had it. And his head guy, Chris, I can't remember Chris's last name. They do a great job when it comes to their marketing too. So I didn't know that. Congratulations to you on that.
Thank you. The whole freestyle team is fantastic. So I do work with Chris. He's doing the press release
Mhm.
next month for the movie. And I'm actually doing a kind of a cast and crew screening tomorrow night in Laguna Beach at the Rivian Theater. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited to get to see it on the big screen for the first time.
That's really good that that happened for you, because it's not easy to get distribution. It's not easy to put these things in. And
Mhm.
your books remind me, and Howard, I'm coming to you in a minute. These books remind me of when I would ran into James Patterson and everybody else, Hallmark or I can't remember the other one. They had all the world's best authors together, and I had lunch with them. And I'm like, what am I doing with all these authors? And I learned a lot from them, because their books were at the airport. Those were the books that you would see out there. Your novels, your books remind me of those, where you would go into, those stores at the airport and you buy those. That's how I see them, because I'm scanning it and I'm like, I could see this easily. And good for you, Maureen. I couldn't be happier for you.
Thank you. So Melinda is who introduced me to Freestyle Digital Media. So this is all based on her contacts. She's done a great job as my publicist, and I'm grateful for her. She introduced me to Mathilde. So she's just been tremendously influential, and she's helping me sell the Mary McIntosh series as content for the series called Mac. 19, legal thrillers later with a strong female protagonist would be great for a series. And so we are working with one of her other contacts right now to sell the content.
And this is why I wanted you on by yourself, because we don't ever have room. I'm like, okay, Melinda, I'll do this. Okay. And as it got closer, I'm like, I'm glad we had her by herself. And thank you for that. Hey, Carol, hold on for a minute. Howard, you're going to ask something, because we never know if this sound is going to come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got one thing to say and one question. Usually when you date in your senior citizen type dating, it's the reverse than it used to be. There's a lot of women and few men. And the women pursue the man when you get older. It's the other way around.
Oh.
That's one thing. The second thing, did you get married at the end of the movie?
That's that could be a spoiler alert.
Exactly.
That's what I wanted to know at the end. I didn't know if you got
No, we're not giving that away. No.
All right.
Howard, you just scared me, because I decided that
Spoiler, right?
I took a hiatus from dating till I felt like I wanted to get healthy again. I want to start dating again, but I can't chase men. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it.
You don't have to.
So I don't know. I'm so scared. It's like I'm comfortable being single. I don't need to be with anybody, but it would be nice to have somebody. I just don't want any drama. I want somebody to add to my life. I don't want a project. I just want somebody to add to my life to have fun with. But that's why I guess I'm terrified, because I'm so independent, but I can't. I'm just old fashioned. I would never chase a man ever.
No, she wouldn't. That's the one thing that Terry's very strong on, and I congratulate her on it, because it's not easy. And Maureen, the reason I say these things is I don't go on dates. The last date I went on was in 1988, I think. And the reason for that is because I just remember when I moved to California in 1987, I went on this date. She was gorgeous. She was Jewish, just gorgeous. And what she didn't tell me was she went to AA meetings. I didn't know what that was. She was a vegetarian. I had never met one before. And then she had reactions to something. And then she said I wasn't black enough. And I was like,
geez.
What? I didn't know what to do. I'm like, this was the first one. I go, is this California? This is what it's like, me coming from Connecticut? I said, I never forgot that. I was flabbergasted. I'm like, how do people do this?
I actually run a criminal background check on everybody before a date.
That's what you should do.
Good idea.
Exactly.
That's what I need to do, because there's so many crazy. I mean, I'm in Ventura County, but there's so many I don't know. I'm scared. I know I need to put myself out there, but it's just I don't know. It's just I don't know.
This is why you got to go see this movie. Hey, so Maureen, tell everybody who can come see it. You got to always support the arts. Where you can come see this movie tomorrow night.
Yeah.
If you'd like to join, we're at the Rivian Theater, downtown Laguna Beach. So Rivian Motor Company purchased that old theater, redid it beautifully. So we're doing a social hour, 6:30 to 7, showing the movie from 7 to 9, and then doing a little post Q&A tomorrow evening, 6:30, downtown Laguna Beach, Main Beach.
Good for you. Let's take a look at this trailer because this movie is fascinating.
John died 10 years ago.
You haven't been on a date in 10 years?
Longer if you don't count marriage dates.
So it's serious.
We haven't talked about meeting each other's kids yet, but I feel it coming.
Just be careful.
You're not seeing any other people.
And you are. We're in a dating pool.
Yes, of course.
Have you kissed someone else? My dating chapter is closed. He didn't work out.
No. You need to get back out there, Maureen.
No, I'm fine.
You just fall too hard, too fast.
Dating strategy, an experiment.
Ooh,
I
love it.
Okay, there's 3 categories. Yellow is the bar date. These are hotties, so that means an evening drink. If it's really good, maybe it leads to dinner, or maybe I fake a dental emergency.
That's 100% South American Amazon boa constrictor.
No, don't do that.
Man,
Category 2. Okay. The coffee date. These are my maybe men. Texting not that much. Their pictures are meh or kind of blurry.
Is it hot out here, or is it just me? Just kidding. Not really.
Category 3. The hiking date.
Yeah, those pictures were taken a few years ago.
These guys are pretty iffy. So even if the date's a total bust, at least I get my steps in.
Hey,
How many dates are you aiming for in this little experiment of yours?
60 dates in 6 months.
Mom, you have a fracture in your neck.
And yet, I rise.
So, Maureen, I don't watch trailers. This is a great trailer. I have actually watched it 3 times. It's a really, really good trailer. And this is before you told us that, Freestyle Releasing had it, which I did not know, which is great. You're in good hands with them. So congratulations on that, because I love this. And anybody who hasn't been on a bad date except for Howard, he doesn't know what that's like.
That's so true. So true.
Yeah, the dating world is a little bit murky, if you will. But, out of the experience, I actually met some really nice people. They just weren't a good fit for me. And we've stayed friends. So that part's good. There's a lot of positive energy about it. And I wake up every day and I thank God for another day on earth. And I just try to find the positive in everything.
Can you talk about the best date you've ever gone on and the worst date you've ever been on?
I'm going to start with the worst date. I went on a date in Vegas to a Raiders game with a guy that I had just met. And he told me that one of the requirements to date him in the future is to have a threesome with another woman, a different woman every month indefinitely.
Oh, God.
That was a no-go.
I know people like that.
That's I'm not a judgmental person, but that's just not for me. One of the best dates I ever went on was a guy that we ended up being friends, but we went on this long hike and we met at church, and he was we just had lunch together last month. He was just the nicest guy. We just didn't have enough in common, but to the fact that he was tearful when he asked me about my husband and the process of his cancer. And, I was pretty open with him about it. And the fact that he cried on our first date hiking over, on the beach, it was just, he was very spiritually present. And I loved that about him.
Did you do any prerequisite questions like just before the date? Because I know that, well, I'm going to put myself out there, but I have a list of stuff that are just like hardcore no's, like before I even go out with somebody, because I know it's not going to work if they don't meet this list, or if I'm just being too picky. I mean, I'm just saying like just personal things,
I do. I have a 5 rule scenario, faith, family, friendship, financial responsibility, and being a lovely child or parent or sibling or whatever with your family. I think it's so important. Like, I would never date a guy who wasn't nice to his mother.
Yeah.
And I did have, I picked up on some of that energy. Or I don't date guys who talk negatively about the mother of their children. I know it's your ex. I know it didn't work out. That's enough. And this person helped you bring life into this world. So I don't care for those kinds of things.
Yeah, I think it's really kind of important just to pre-screen, because I know that I definitely will be doing that. And I have another question for you, since I'm like kind of fascinated with this, because I'm trying to get myself to get out there. I'm not like in a hurry, but I guess I should be. I don't know. Has there ever been, when I was younger, I used to do this all the time. There'd be like runaway brides. I'd be either runaway date. I would go on a date with somebody. This is so bad. And I'm admitting I do this. I would just like, if it didn't click, I'd leave the restaurant. I would just leave. I wouldn't say anything. I'd just leave.
So there's
Did you ever have
there's this thing in the movie called LBD, Little Black Dress. And I met this guy out for a drink. And it was wintertime, and it was an outdoor bar in Dana Point. So I wore like a blazer. I looked cute, but I wasn't going to wear a little black dress outdoors in January. And he goes, where's your LBD he was so rude to me. When he went to the restroom, I left.
Yeah, I've had those. I just did. Yeah, those are, well, there's sometimes you just have to, because you're like, this is just not going to work.
This is not working.
Yeah, but I felt so bad, because there's a couple of times, like there was one day I was like in my like late 20s, and the guy was like so boring, and I was at a bar. I actually went out the back door of the bar because I had to get away from him, because I just knew that if I didn't, I would never get away from him. So, but I just know that that's not the way to behave now that I'm older, but like, it's kind of funny that sometimes I think I should just put together a list of some of these crazy things that happened on dates. And I guess like it'll happen.
I mean, that's what she did, right? Yeah. She put together this list.
There was a date where a guy talked about himself the entire hour. He didn't ask me one question about me. He literally just kept talking and talking and talking, to the point where I booked back-to-back dates. So the other person came, and he's like, wait, what? We're doing great. We're jiving. I can't believe you booked back-to-backs. And I'm like, name one question you asked me about me. And he's like, stupefied. But I was like, so the title of that chapter is "It's All About Me."
Yeah, of course. I think that's super good. I'm also widowed, and I started dating somebody steadily for 5 years after my husband passed. It was about 1.5 years after he passed. And, it was, it took a while he was so completely opposite personality of my husband. It took a while to figure out that wasn't going to work, wasn't going to be quite right. And interesting, you mentioned about family and how they treat their family. That's great. But one of the issues that I've had is somebody that's a little bit too close to their mother.
Yeah.
Oh,
that too.
I dated a guy who talked to his mother multiple times every day.
Yeah.
And it was just too much. It's just a little bit like mama's boy, you're too old for this kind of a thing. And he was an orthopedic surgeon. It wasn't like he was, it was bizarre.
The attachment's a little bit too strong there. Yeah, I've dealt with that. And it's kind of like, I'm either going to be is she going to be the best friend? Am I going to be the best friend?
Right. And there's a happy medium in there of a balanced life, of being close and supportive of family and friends, but, having your own independence as well. So.
I've had friends. I have a friend right now who's dating, and it's, I'm not going to mention the name because no one knows where she is anyway, but she's got an issue right now where the dog, and she's a dog lover, but the dog is too much, and she's probably going to break up with him because he's overkill on the dog.
The dog is worse.
I know who that is.
No, you don't. You've never met her. You don't know who it is.
I know your friends, Terry. They're out there.
But you haven't met this one. You haven't met
I don't have to. I see who you hang out with. I just laugh. I don't say anything until you bring it up.
They're all gorgeous women in their 50s. So
But Maureen, it's like those guys. You can have a gorgeous guy, but it's not about what you're looking like, really. It's about what you have underneath that.
that's true.
Absolutely.
Talk about this photo right here.
So
Because I love this.
This is during the Grammys. I do a gifting suite where I sign my books, and I am there with Mathilde G, who was on your program last week, and Simran Shah. Simran wrote original score for my movie as well. So
Good.
two of the three of my musicians were there. That's our movie poster, and so it was fun to sign books with them.
I love it. That's good.
That's really cool. Yeah, I think that's interesting that you do that with the gifting suite, and that's a good picture too.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
We're going to show this movie Threshold in a minute too, because you also ski too. Sorry, Carol, I'm going to come back to you. You're also an average skier and you run too, don't you?
Yeah, so I've competed in the Hawaii Ironman World Championship. I've been skiing since I was a little girl. So my first novel's Dying to Ski in the Mary McIntosh series. And yeah, I'm very avid in sports, pickleball, golf, Pilates, you name it. Very, very active. So I've run 13 marathons, including Boston.
Wow.
So I've done quite a bit of competitive triathlon, marathon, and staying fit and healthy is very important to me.
It is, especially when you were dancing and you break your neck, right? It could happen.
Was it just a natural transition to go from the book to the movie, or was this always a process as you were doing the Mary McIntosh series? Were you thinking, okay, one day I'm going to develop this into a series or a movie? Like, how did that idea originate?
It just happened. I love writing. It's very therapeutic for me. And I being single for all this time, I spend quite a bit of time alone. And so in the evenings, I take my computer upstairs and just create stories. And all my Mary McIntosh are based in true crime. So I love true crime. I'm fascinated by it. I think a lot of people are. So I follow mostly serial killers. So most of my books are based on serial killers, which I find to be fascinating. Just maybe because I'm a mental health court judge, I see these kinds of things in the courtroom jails. But eventually, after I had 6 novels, I thought, well, with all the content these days that's out there, so as of like 3 years ago, I only had 6 in the series. And in the last couple of years, I've written the additional 13 novels, which is, quite a
That's
few.
A lot, yeah, to be writing in a year. I mean, it sounds like it's something that just flows out of you.
They do. They just flow out. They flow. The dating thing just came as a something funny, and then it turned into 3 books. And then I was asked this past year to write a book on the Palisades fire. So I wrote the Palisades Fire book. It's called Inferno on the Coast, the Palisades Fire. I wrote it for NBC News to cover the gifting suites at the Golden Globes. So that is the book that I signed at the Golden Globes. It was the 1-year anniversary of the Palisades Fire. And so we signed that and 60 dates, and we had NBC News covering the gifting suites, which was really a blessing.
Yeah, huge. That's a big deal, isn't it? To have them there and have them covering it.
Hey, Rebel, hold on for a minute. So Burning Rock, a Malibu fire. My friend Wade Major did that when they all lost their homes there. So he's one of our film critics that we've known for 30 years. So we have them coming up pretty soon because I want to keep that going. It's 39 minutes short film, but it's very intense. And then obviously Jacob Sobolov's from MS Now. I like Jacob. He's talked about it because I lived in the Palisades. He lived in the Palisades. And, when you see your homes go up, that's never fun. So we're always talking about it. And then my director friend, Andi, she did one on the Altadena fire because she lost everything. And she's a world-renowned director. And so those short films are great. They're there. And I'm talking about those because you have to keep that going because a lot of these things are inspiration when we're writing. Not me. I'm not a writer. I admire you writers when it comes to that, Maureen. So that's a good thing that you're doing that, and congratulations on that. We're going to come back to that in a minute. Howard, you're going to ask a question.
What about these people that don't look like their picture on their Facebook?
Oh, God.
I mean, I know some girls if I went, I know what they look like. If I was going to date them, I would just walk out because they don't look anything like their picture. I would think they would show up.
Believe you me, I have walked out. I've walked into a restaurant, taken a peek at someone, and went, "Nope." But it happens all the time.
Wow.
People put pictures that are 20 years younger. I had a date with a guy a couple years ago. We were going to go to a Super Bowl party. And so he was driving to my house and we were going to go together, a friend of mine in the neighborhood. And I opened the door and I'd gone to college with him. I went to Santa Clara University with him many moons ago when I was a freshman in college. And I didn't even recognize him. I thought it was a delivery person. And so he and I stayed friends, but there was absolutely zero connection. I mean, a lot of people put old pictures of themselves.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. You went to school at Santa Clara in California?
I did. Yeah.
I love Santa Clara. My favorite drum corps is Santa Clara Vanguard. I'm always up there. I like you even more now, Maureen.
I loved Santa Clara. I ended up financially transferring back to the University of Wyoming, where I could be in state. It was so expensive. And I knew I wanted to go to graduate school and law school. So I needed to save my money to end up I knew I was going to be an attorney going since I was 12. So anyhow, but I loved Santa Clara. I wish I could have stayed, but I just couldn't afford it. It was very expensive.
It's very expensive. Yeah, I always go and support my Vanguard up there. Hey, we got to show this trailer because I did not plan this. I didn't know you were an avid skier until maybe 2 hours ago, but it comes into what I'm about to show on for the Winter Olympics.
Cool.
Diggins. Let's take a look at this. It's called Threshold.
From a young age, I've had this relentless desire to be perfect. This voice would say, you have to be willing to suffer like nobody else. And even when I knew this is going to kill me, I kept going.
The most decorated American cross-country skier in history.
Jesse Diggins is just a freshman, but the Stillwater skier is the best in Minnesota.
All through high school, every race was a blow-up, but everything really changed for her in Pyeongchang.
Wait, the U.S. and Norway coming to the line. Here comes Jesse Diggins.
Your child's crazy dream just came true right in front of your eyes.
It changed my entire life trajectory. It was so incredible.
She's the most decorated American cross-country skier.
And it just kept getting bigger until suddenly it just burst.
It's the FIS Cross Country World Cup opener.
As I headed into the season, I could feel that voice that wanted me to just disappear.
She wasn't herself.
Sorry. I couldn't stand being in my own skin.
You can see there's a car crash coming.
You're not going to continue to ski.
Please don't take this from me. That's where I'm so powerful and confident, and I know what I'm doing. I want to prove that I can do it so badly.
Now, the good thing about this film is that Jesse just won a bronze. And so I'm talking to the directors tomorrow, and then I'll get her the day that it shows on Peacock. And so congratulations to her, because she still is the most decorated, in the history of the U.S. Winter Olympics. And I couldn't be more happier for her and her family, because that's not easy when you have that disorder and you're hiding these things. And then since you're a runner also, so last week, I'm going to talk to Catherine Switzer. If you don't know Catherine Switzer, yeah, I can tell by the nod you do. So 3, tough old broads. We talked about this, the show, the movie last week, which debuted at Santa Barbara Film Festival, which was great. It's a great movie. She is the person that is responsible for women running in marathons around the world. So her 361 number is iconic, and I like to treasure that number now, because if it weren't for her, women wouldn't be participating in a lot of sports. And that iconic photo of her running the Boston Marathon when she was 20, and this guy trying to pull her number off and pull her out of the race, saying, "You don't belong here." Look where you women are now when it comes to sports. So again, hat goes off to you, strong women. This is what Movie Reviews is more. It's all about. Besides me and Howard, it's about you women. So congratulations to everything and all you people out there who celebrate winning causes when it comes to women, whether it's women-owned business or artists. Doesn't matter, does it, Maureen?
Does not matter. In fact, I love working with women, strong women. They usually support each other, try to boost each other up. They all want what's best for them. And I've always had such a great experience working with and for women. So, and I am a women-owned business for my production company.
Absolutely.
And in fact, the actor who plays me, Caitlin, actually lives with me. It's hard to survive in the world of acting. It's hard to make enough, to live in LA. It's expensive to rent there. And so she's living with me, which is a pleasure.
That's really
Good.
cool.
Good for you. I like that, because that is the case.
Maureen, what was it at age 12 that caused you to know that you wanted to be a lawyer?
I worked for my grandfather's law firm in our little town of Sheridan, Wyoming, and he was such a generous, kind person. And he started a youth group for children who couldn't afford to go to summer camps. He started the Perkins Foundation, Thornrider Foundations. All foundations help people go to college. It pays for their college, including my best friend. It paid for her college education. She would have never been able to go to college. So he was just a generous, kind, loving person who came from nothing, supported himself, supported his siblings, put them all through college as well. And he was such an inspiration to me working for him. I was so proud to be, at age 12 on. I worked all the way through high school and into college at his law firm. And I loved the law. I got to supplement the legal books in the library. And I loved reading. I loved writing. And I wanted to give back inspirationally. And that's one of the reasons being a mental health court judge feels so good. We're a collaborative court in Orange County. And all we do is help people. Had 8 hearings this morning with mental health mental health challenges. And last year we started Care Court. So we have an aftercare program to follow up with people with mental health challenges to make sure they get their aftercare. And I'm just really proud of our court and what we do for people and the kindness.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's absolutely incredible. I mean, and then do you have, once they come into your court, what happens next?
After we adjudicate the issue before us, they do what they take their medication, they get stabilized. Normally they just get released, and we have a social worker assigned to them to follow up and make sure they get all their aftercare, unless they're in the jail. And I had a jail hearing today. So we do, fitness to stand trial, the capacity hearings in the jail setting as well, in the most collaboratively kind way we are able.
Wow, that's amazing. Are there any programs out there that are working with these people towards their healing? Is that even assessed?
Yes, their healing is assessed with Care Court, our aftercare program. They get the therapy they need, they get the follow through they need, they get bus passes, housing, jobs, whatever. It's basically whatever it takes. We try to align them in a good place in their lives so that they can thrive. We want everyone to thrive, and mental health challenges are real. And in Orange County, we opened several juvenile wards after COVID, because we had so many kids suffering from isolation and depression and suicidal ideation. And so we do really try to make sure everyone gets what they need and try to triage it early if possible.
It's super significant to me that you're actually talking about this today. Today's the anniversary of my younger brother. I lost him a year ago to suicide.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So it's just, it's interesting that it's happening today. And it's interesting that there's this Ring of Fire eclipse that hasn't happened potentially for 2,000 years. And, it seems like there's a confluence of
And it's
events.
Chinese New Year too. It is a special day.
Asian New Year, because I just came back from Seoul, Korea, and all the Christmas decorations were still up everywhere. And I was like, why are all the Christmas decorations still up in January? And they were like, well, they haven't had their New Year yet. I was like, oh, okay. Which was amazing. I love Seoul, love South Korea. But it's really important, I think, that you're doing this work. And I just appreciate this so much, because we matter. Each of us matters. And
everyone matters.
Needs to get out there. Yeah.
Maureen, we got a couple minutes left. Hey, so Howard and I talk about this all the time, especially when I go down to Nashville. There's so many single women there looking for guys. It's just incredible. Since you wrote this book and it's a movie, you got to have a screening in Nashville. They need to see this movie, because they're running around like ants trying to find a guy.
Oh God!
Which guy? I kid you not. Right, Howard?
Absolutely. I probably know 50 women looking for a guy right now, and I don't know any guys that are available.
Oh, and they're always asking me on the phone. I was like, I know what you're looking for. They can't afford you.
That's one of some of my guy friends who are dating complain that most of the women are looking to date a wallet instead of a person. And they're just bowing out of the dating pool because they can't afford these people, going out to expensive meals all the time, etc. So that's why most of my dates were hiking dates. I didn't want a wallet involved in the date. I wanted the person to be involved. So I want to see if they're fit, but I also wanted to get my steps in anyway. And you get to know someone when you're actively moving and talking and you're at the beach, fresh air. So most of mine didn't involve that wallet, but I do hear that as a complaint from a lot of guy friends that, it's just too expensive to date these days. The movie will be in major streaming services in mid-April of this year. Freestyle will be making that announcement next month, and we're really excited about it. And the fact that it already has a Cannes laurel associated with Best Script, invited into Cannes Film Festivals, a first movie out of the gate, that's a big deal. And for an independent film, it's
absolutely
tremendous.
Good for you. I mean, I couldn't have it.
Country? Are you going to travel the country with the movie?
So I have to only screen it in the United States until Cannes Film Festival. And then I have the potential for another international distributor to take it internationally. So Freestyle only does US and Canada. But yes, I am hopefully going to be taking it on a movie screening debut around it's going to be super fun because I think it's very relatable. I'm very excited for our screening tomorrow night at the Rivian in Laguna Beach, and to see it on the big screen after only seeing it on my computer will be such a thrill.
Exactly. Have you been to Cannes? Oh, go ahead, Carol.
I've got plans right now. I've already got women that I'm going to gather up with, and we're going to have a viewing party. You're always welcome, Howard and Brian.
I sent it to all my girlfriends the other day, and I've got one girlfriend. Hers would be a lot more than 60 in 6 months.
Maureen, we got just a couple minutes left, about 2 minutes left. Hey, talk about your other books really quickly. How can people support them? How can people buy them? And do you have a book signing coming up?
I do. I have a book signing coming up at the Oscars Gifting Suites for all of the 60 dates in particular, but I bring all of my novels. So the Mary McIntosh series can be found at www.maureenmeehanbooks.com or maureenannemeehan.com. Both websites contain all of my novels. The Mac series is very fun, starting with Dying to Ski, ending with Kill Kit about Sturgis. That's the 19th in the series. But Fox Hollow Farm, Gilgo Beach is an ongoing case in New York City. Rex Heuermann, architect, serial killer. So Gilgo Beach is one of my Mary McIntosh series novels. So following a lot of true crime. Dating Game was Rodney O'Calla. who actually just died of natural causes in prison in California at age 71. So, and he killed hundreds of women. So I'm fascinated by true crime, and the Mary McIntosh series follows true crime. I wrote actually Pandemic Predator in 2010 about a serial killer who uses the avian flu, H5N1 flu, out of Wuhan, China, to kill women around the world. And it causes a global pandemic. It shuts down I wrote that in 2010, and it happens in COVID, 10 years later. But I think most of the movies, the series is going to be great, and I'm hoping we pen a deal soon with this production company because they're a perfect fit for this based on prior work.
Real quick, social media links for everybody who's listening and following. Go ahead.
I'm on Instagram at 60 Dates in 6 Months is the Instagram for, and also Irish Girls Rock for Instagram. And then for Facebook, it's just Maureen Meehan for Facebook's pretty standard. So and I think I have a Twitter thing, but I don't know how to use Twitter. I don't even have it. So
that's okay. I put 2 of them in the scroll for you, which is good. Terry, social media links real quick.
Terry Marie Nonstop on all social media platforms.
Carol?
At NeuroCoach Carol, NEURO, like neuroscience, NeuroCoach Carol on Instagram, and Carol Register everywhere else.
Howard?
Howard Wiggins Facebook or Howard Wiggins Interior Design.
Yes, that is his billboard down there in downtown Nashville. We'll talk about these things coming up real soon. And Maureen, thank you for coming on. You're always welcome to come on because you have more books to talk about. And as I always say to everybody, have a good night tonight, a better day tomorrow. You see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian. This is Movie Reviews and More. Don't forget to start something, be something, and make a success of something. We will see you next week.
Next.